Welcome to Real Time, Florida Sportsman. This week, we're fishing East Coast inlets. It's time to find the shortest route to the hottest bite. We scan Florida Sportsman's regional forums for the best fishing reports, then travel to make real anglers our local guides.
Give me some of that!
Together, we let you in on secret spots and hometown moves.
That's what I'm talking about!
Oh yeah, she's done for now.
This week we'll travel to the east coast of Florida and fish two different inlets, Fort Pierce and Sebastian. We'll fish with Florida Sportsman Forum members and learn their preferred inlet techniques while targeting big redfish and big snook.
Sebastian Inlet! Oh my! Woo! That is beautiful!
All coming up on Real Time, Florida Sportsman. Our trip started with meeting this week's guest host from the southeast section of the Florida Sportsman Forum, Adam, aka Mr. Redfish 79 at the boat ramp. Now, Fort Pierce is pretty much in my backyard. It's about 20 miles from my home in Jensen Beach, but honestly, I have not spent a lot of time up here fishing this inlet. But just like any place on the East Coast, bait is key. It is so important. But what's nice about this inlet is I actually have guys that are selling bait. Rather than spending the time in the morning catching bait, you can go and buy this bait. Our plan was to hook up with Dave, the bait guy, in Fort Pierce Inlet at first light, load the wells, and drift the inlet. All right, this morning, Adam, Mr. Redfish on the forum. I saw your post, you've been getting snook, reds. We're a little limited today in the inlet because of the wind. You've been running out to the boils as well, but we're gonna stick with the inlet. The wind is howling. You know, it's been blowing east, southeast, 20, 25 all weekend. What do you have in store for us?
Oh, basically we're just going to drift some ledges here in the inlet, and I'm pretty sure the snook and redfish should be balled up in there.
So just drift the ledges. We got live bait. Dave, the bait guy, hooked us up. Probably got 125 baits in the well. Easiest bait I've ever got in my life.
Absolutely.
Slip them some money and you get bait. So we're just going to bounce live baits on the bottom?
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
Let's get out there and do it.
All right.
Getting out to the inlet, we're greeted with east-southeast winds, probably 20, 25 knots. So we're looking for the drop off here at the ledge?
Yeah. Once you get just a little ways past this buoy, get up in there and then just kind of point the bow at the rocks.
And we want to be right on the drop.
Yeah, you want to be right at basically 30 foot is what you want to mark. And you'll bounce up to like 28, 24s, areas like that. But
and you want to be in contact with the bottom, bait close to the bottom, foot off the bottom?
Yeah, you want to be pretty close to the bottom.
Yeah. All right, so just a pretty basic, bottom fishing rig that they use here. We're just using a 4-ounce weight. I've got a little double line here with a spider hitch on the braid. We're just gonna tie a swivel above it. I always tell people, just know a couple quick knots. I'm just gonna use a quick cinch knot. 60-pound fluorocarbon leader, 3-foot section. Adam's been using, so that's what I'm gonna use. And then a simple 5/0 J hook attached at the end. It's just your basic Fort Pierce bottom bouncing rig, pilchers and greenies. We got greenies and pilchers. This is a big, threadfin herring greenies we call them. Nose hook them, always hook them in the nose, fishing in a current. Down to the bottom we go. Fish on. Good fish. I'll get the net ready. Nice, that's what we came for. Let's see if I can put him in the net. Oh, yes. Wow, okay, this is what I saw on your post and you didn't lie. That's about the size? It's probably overslot? Or?
Yeah, probably 28, 29 inch fish. That's your typical. Occasionally you'll get them low 30s, but your typical fish are gonna be that 28, maybe 30 inch range.
What a pretty fish.
This segment is brought to you by West Marine. Shop in-store or online for all your boating and saltwater fishing needs.
Hi, I'm Captain George Godds, host of Real-Time Florida Sportsman. And no matter where I'm fishing in the state of Florida, if I have trouble with my boat or my trailer on the road, I know there's likely a West Marine store nearby where I can get the parts and advice to get me back on the water. Whether I'm fishing the East Coast or the West Coast and need to pick up the local bait and tackle of choice, I know I can count on finding it close by at a West Marine store. West Marine, for your life on the water.
Utilizing this live bait technique while drifting the bottom, we're looking for snook and reds, but there is no telling what you're going to hook out here. Oh, wait. Go ahead, go around. Got him out?
Yeah.
Something to be said for local knowledge, man, because you are spanking me. Fish is working us like a part-time job. We're like right in the snot of the inlet.
Oh my God, it's a monster jack.
Oh my God, it is. You want to talk about a fish that doesn't get credit? This is him right here. This is our version of a giant trevally. Oh my God. We get these when they migrate up to beaches and schools, but this is one of the bigger ones I've come across. Look.
That's one of my bigger inlet ones ever.
Jeez.
He's full grown.
They will put a hurting on some tackle.
Oh yeah.
Can you go ahead and get that hook out there? Wow. Man, was that a giant jack. We actually decided to put the video camera down, pick up the still camera, and get some nice shots of that fish before releasing it. Well, it is his home waters. I guess he should know how to outfish me. But not this bad. I mean, I should do something. So I was starting to worry a little bit. I wasn't getting the bite. Adam's looking at me like I don't know what I'm doing. But finally, my turn comes, and I get the bite. Finally, it's happened to me. See, I can catch a fish. I was starting to wonder myself. Huh?
Nice.
Look at that red. Oh, yes. That's exactly what you were posting. That's exactly what I caught.
Absolutely.
What a beautiful red. Real time, Florida Sportsman. Just like fishing in most places, moving water is so important. We noticed the tide was going slack, so we decided to take that opportunity, head over and get some lunch. Once the tide changed, now it was moving in, we ran out back to the mouth of the inlet and set up for some more drifts. And the bite is slow. You critter fish. I've never seen one of these up close like this, swimming in the water. Oh!
He said, joke's on you.
Oh, critter fishing at its best. You might be able to catch reds, but who can catch flying fish by hand?
Takes a special technique.
That is the coolest thing. These make great baits offshore too, obviously. I would let him go. He's had a rough day. Adam, how long have you been fishing Fort Pierce for?
About 9 years.
You mainly just fish the inlet? Do you do any offshore or just mainly the beach and the inlet type stuff?
Mainly the beach and the inlet. We'll do quite a bit of snapper fishing once the seas lay down to where we can get out there in that 60, 90 foot range.
And that snapper bite's pretty good up here.
Yeah, it's real good. Especially May 1st, grouper opens, and that's when it's tough running out there and catching a couple legal grouper and have to put them out. So that's why we wait a little later in the spring, early summer to get out there.
All right. Here we go, here we go. My God, we hit this tides moving in. This bite has just turned on. It is going crazy. My phone's ringing, people want to know where the bite is. This bite just turned on. We waited for this incoming tide. Another quality red. With that incoming tide, the bite definitely picked up. All we were doing was just running to the mouth of the inlet and drifting down. And I tell you, every drift we were getting bit or catching a fish. Oh, he's got one on too! Are you kidding me? Double header. I'm gonna let this fish go. He's got another one on the other side. It's going off. I'll tell you what, 45 minutes into this incoming tide, we had some moving water finally. This bite has turned on. In the past, when I thought of Fort Pierce, I've always thought of snook fishing, not red fishing. You know, just 20 miles to the south where I live in the St. Lucie Inlet, we don't have this redfish population. Every fish I kept hooking that day, I kept thinking it was gonna be a snook. Finally, the last drift of the day though, I got that snook bite.
Nice snook.
You can't elude me. You cannot elude me. You line sider. Oh, yes!
That is a fat slot.
Slot size snook. All right, man, let me tell you what, Adam, Mr. Redfish on the forum, you posted the pictures. This is exactly what you posted. You're searching for the snook. We got the reds this morning, waited for the tide to switch. I got this beautiful slot snook, Fort Pierce snook. Same technique, redfish, snook. You get grouper in here too.
Yeah, quite a few.
Awesome fishery, man. I appreciate you showing it to us.
No problem.
Southeast section of the forum, Fort Pierce Inlet. Found some pilchers on the bottom. Real time. Here we go. Fort Pierce Inlet didn't disappoint, you know, but just up the coast less than 30 miles is Sebastian Inlet. And this place is probably even more notorious for its inlet fishery.
This segment is brought to you by Maui Jim. Welcome to color.
I'm on the water over 250 days a year, and my eyes are important to me. Maui Jim has always been my sunglass of choice. All Maui Jim sunglasses featured patent polarized +2 technology with color enhancers. Really what that means is it allows the good visible light in while blocking out the glare. Maui Jim offers 4 different colors of polarized +2 lenses. My personal favorite is the HCL Bronze and the new Maui HT. The new Maui HT lens is an awesome color for the water. It allows the most amount of contrast between the water and the fish. Maui Jim has multiple lens colors and styles to suit your fishing needs. Go try them on at any West Marine or your local tackle store. So we hooked up the real-time Triton and headed north up to Sebastian Inlet. We stayed at a great place right on the water, Capt. Hiram's. We launched the Triton first thing in the morning before the sun rose and met this week's guest host, Ryan Dean. So the first order of business was to get bait. We had to head over to Ryan's tackle store. And when I tell you this is a tackle store, I'm not kidding you. This guy owns a houseboat that he converted into a tackle store. He built this thing himself, and it's got everything. It's got bait, tackle, ice, drinks. He takes this thing out to the inlet on the weekends and actually sells to boaters. But today, it's our personal tackle store, only open to us. We grab some bait, some pinfish, some pigfish, and some croakers, and make our way over to the inlet. Sebastian Inlet State Park is located in Brevard County, and this is a gem, this is a jewel. This place is known for its big snook and big red fishing, and you don't even need to have a boat. You can access this place by land. They got a great jetty that's easily accessible, pay a small fee, you're in the state park, and I'm gonna tell you what, these guys off the jetties catch some fish. All right, we're sitting here in Sebastian Inlet with Ryan, AKA Final Point in the East Central section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. I saw your post, you've been catching some big old redfish. Is that what you got planned for us?
This inlet's been stacked up right now. We're just starting our mullet run, and there's a lot of big fish in here, some good snook too. Hopefully we can bend a rod.
Pinfish, pigfish, croakers. You put the time in yesterday?
Put the time in yesterday, and we got a well full of them. We should go out there and have a good time.
Ryan's preferred technique is to use a trocar circle hook. And rather than using a knocker rig like we're using in Fort Pierce, meaning a egg sinker that slides on the main line, he utilizes a pinch weight.
Single split shot for right now. We'll add more weight as we need to. We want to stay close to the bottom, but not dragging it.
Okay.
And then 3.5 foot of fluorocarbon, 40 pounds at the moment. If we start getting cut off by some snook, we'll go up to 60.
All right. And we're just using 5,500, these 30-pound spider wire braid.
Exactly. We should have a good time. This is a really good matched outfit for the type of fish we're after right now.
So the key is you don't want to be pegged to the bottom because there's so much structure here. We want to be just right off the rocks, nothing too heavy. This kind of surprises me. You can get down with that pinch weight, but you said that's deep.
That little pinch, right? Because the bait's drifting the same speed as the boat is.
So you just want to get them down a little bit.
That's all you're doing. And especially pigfish and pinfish, they're a bottom seeker anyway, so they'll run straight to the bottom. That's where they want to go. Like I said, if you're using too much weight, they'll drag them down and start dragging them through the rocks, and you're gonna break off every single drift. Even if you don't, you're gonna kill your bait because they're just gonna be bouncing off those rocks at 5 miles an hour.
Okay, let's do this. End of the outgo. I'm gonna have most of the incoming the rest of the morning. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty good tide.
Yeah, it'll be a good day. And the good thing about these redfish and this inlet here is that they're definitely not spooked off by weather. I mean, by weather, by daytime, by anything. So
they're gonna feed all day. Yeah,
they'll feed all day. This is a 24-hour fishery in here.
Getting out to the mouth of the inlet, we can see these guys on the jetty are hooking up left and right. It didn't take us long to get the bite, but unfortunately, we couldn't keep them stuck.
Fish on. Oh!
Fish off, fish off.
Fish off, fish off. That's a fish.
Fish on.
That's a... Ah! Ah!
That was a big fish.
There you go.
I suck, not anymore.
There you go. You bring this in, I'll get the boat. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. All right, I'm gonna have to move us over here so we drift through these fenders. Oh! That's 3 we've lost so far.
We're watching these guys on the pier just jack them.
Yeah, he's got one on right now, actually. There we go.
I just got bit too.
There we go.
He got double header. Oh.
That's where the school's at. That's a big redfish.
I just got picked up too and they dropped it. Just crushed the back of my bait like you said.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
Oh, big redfish. Big redfish. Oh, there we go. Good job.
That's that Sebastian Inlet redfish. That's a good fish. Now they get quite a bit bigger than that too.
That's a schoolie size in here. Our good size redfish will be a solid foot longer than that.
Wow. I'll tell you what, let's let this one get back. Good fish. Finally, Ryan gets one to the boat and gets the skunk off. Unfortunately though, I cannot keep him stuck. There he is, he just got picked up.
There you go.
There he is. We just set right back up on the same drift.
Let me bring this guy in and get the boat for you.
That doesn't feel as big as that first one I had. Oh, had me in the rocks. Ugh, I suck at this. Oh.
All right, let's get out there and get one more.
It's just that I don't want to make Ryan look bad. You know,
I appreciate that.
He's done a lot to get the bait for us and make sure this is a good trip. We give him the opportunity. I'm just shaking mine off.
Oh, okay.
This segment is brought to you by Trocar Hooks. The rules have changed.
PowerPole, the shallow water anchor, has revolutionized the way I fish. Once I locate a school of fish, at the touch of a button, I can swiftly stop my boat. PowerPole silently deploys so you'll never spook the fish. Even in the toughest currents, I can count on my PowerPole securely holding me in place. It's completely changed the way I fish, and I can't imagine having a boat without a PowerPole. Swift, silent, and secure. Nothing stops you like a PowerPole. After talking to Ryan, I discovered that he learned this fishery himself from other Florida Sportsman Forum members.
A couple guys on there, one of them in particular, Slob Slayer. He was posting a lot a few years ago, and he was, one thing led to another, and hey, you want to do some fishing? Sure, let's go. So we went out and had a pretty epic bite that night. I remember tons of big reds, snook, like an 80-pound tarpon. That's a big fish. That's no jack.
Right one?
Oh, there we go.
Oh boy.
Here, give it to me. Come on, baby. Oh yeah,
I got
nice
a big
red.
old jack.
Look at that big red out there.
Oh, I got a big jack.
You got a big jack?
Yeah.
I don't. I got a redfish.
Well,
Hey, you want to use my rod?
never beat company. It was great we got a double header. You know, Ryan had a redfish and I had a jack. Nothing against jacks, but I came to catch bull redfish.
I'm not sure whose is bigger.
Yours is the prize, but I tell you what, these jacks are definitely underrated. What a good fighting fish.
Oh, you're not kidding.
You got a pretty red there. We took a couple quick photos of those fish and released them. You know what, we're just gonna try a gulp. I'm gonna use the same technique you're using with the live bait. See if I put a gulp down there, what happens. You suck. All right, I'm starting to get ticked. I've seen this before. The guest host outfishing the host. I don't like this.
He had a big fish, but he hadn't even turned yet. He hadn't even tried to turn. There we go. Oh, whoa, grouper. Grouper, baby.
Son!
Grouper! Oh! No!
You lost him?
Broke me off right there. I went to grab him. If you had a damn net. Oh, there he is. There he is. Multi-spotter too.
You better get that thing in the boat. I worked all morning to get that one.
All right.
That was a nice grouper you had.
That was a slot fish.
Not to downplay this is what I came for right
Yeah,
here.
that's a beautiful fish right there.
We've been hooking redfish all morning long, but at the same time, we're watching these guys on the outside of the inlet just stroke the snook. We decided to make the move out there and try to put one in the boat. All right, so we switched it up. We're gonna target some snook now. We came over to the other side.
Yeah, we're right here on the ocean side now, and the fish post up same way they use the rocks in the inlet. They use this north jetty right here, and they'll sit right underneath here.
Where do I want to cast to?
Cast this way and let the current suck it in. Yeah, there you go.
What the heck was that? Ate it while I was reeling it in. I don't know. I think this is a snook the way it's fighting. Oh yeah!
There we go.
Finally, I got my snook, and just like everything else in this inlet, it was over slot. This thing was full grown. I tell you what, don't come here if you want to eat fish, but if you want to catch and release, this place is insane.
Make sure you gear up your tackle too.
Here we go. Woo! Sebastian Inlet is legendary for its big snook and big reds. I've been hearing about this place for a long time. I've been wanting to do it. Finally, I made the trip, and Ryan Dean, AKA Final Point, made it happen. It was really cool to see the different techniques that can be utilized to fish these inlets. Both these guys had great reports in the Florida Sportsman Forum, and that's the reason I chose them to fish with. So keep your reports coming. I may fish with you next on Real Time Florida Sportsman. It is blown out throughout the whole state. We had some other options. We talked about doing some other stuff today. The weather didn't allow us. I'm gonna tell you what, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. There goes a sea biscuit out to sea. I wonder why they call them croakers. Bottom.
Is that a rock or fish? Looks like a rock. Yeah. That's a rock too.
You're saying? The fish?
No, it's a rock. That's a rock. That's a fish. No, that's a rock.
It's a rockfish.
That's a rockfish.
Fishing on the water every day, it's important to have clothing that's not only comfortable and practical, it needs to provide exceptional performance. Simms is an authentic fishing brand that offers technical fishing apparel, outerwear, footwear, and accessories to provide comfort in all conditions. Technical sportwear features UPF 30 or better for outstanding sun protection. Thoughtful designs incorporating lightweight, breathable fabrics, sun cuffs, and articulated sleeves offer extra sun protection and comfortable clothing. Attention to detail and fishing-focused designs offer exceptional performance on and off the water. Gore-Tex fabrics used in all rain jackets and shells for the best durability in fresh and salt water and guaranteed to keep you dry. Made by anglers for anglers. Simms, the choice of professional guides and anglers worldwide. Look for it at your local tackle store.